Yogendra, what you have spoken, what you have gone with, I would say what you have said is something performed nicely and decently, good into the lecturate, and you have spoken something contentful and something which was very logical as well. And again, I would also rate yours as so yours lecturate as well good one. Now the again point comes in how we can really make it a very good and excellent one. So again, as I said in the other lecturate analysis as well, number one, organizing the lecturate into the right form is very important. Though you started very well, in the middle also you were fine. Conclusion could have been more better. But within the second part of the core area, what you mentioned, that was fine. But here are two important suggestions for you. Number one, see, whatever topic comes to you, I would always suggest you, if you can give some real example, showcasing importance and significance, or in other words, proving that particular point of yours. Like I'll give an example. You started with your lecturate and giving a total kind of a perception that youth plays a very important vital role. And this is something has been your say. Now, when you are saying and keeping this point within the second part, which is when you have to speak the very core of the content, do try to give some realistic and real-time examples to back up your point, what you said. Like, for example, you could have said a lot of things. Like, for example, if you just try to see that youth has, how come youth has been such a vital role? If you try to see the Commonwealth Games which happened within our country, youth has been playing a very instrumental role. Lot of activities, if we talk about the largest group within our country, that is the NCC, National Cadet Corps, that is all youngsters and all youth, and they have been volunteering lot of systems at various levels. So likewise, if you give more examples to back up your point, whatever you say, whatever topic you get, your lecturate will become more solid, and your more reasoning ability will going to come, and it will become more profound and enhanced, right? So these are the few things which you can add on. One specific thing, when you said about the weaknesses, you talked about the weaknesses and the problems. So you mentioned that youth can be easily manipulated, right? And this can be done. I would always say, whenever you keep these such points, it is better to keep these points from a third eye perspective. What do we mean by third eye perspective? See, the third eye perspective means that you don't become judgmental and say, okay, this is the final judgment. Rather than that, you can say, this is what people feel. Like, I'll give an example. Aapne kaha that youth can easily be manipulated. Rather than this, I could have also said that a lot of times youth are not given that opportunity because a lot of people feel that they can easily be manipulated. Now, what is the difference between the two? What I have said, that is the third person I. What you said, that shows your perception and I. If you say something from your perception and I, that means indirectly this is the way you also feel. आपकी भी वही सोच है, right? And yes, our goal is, you as a aspirant have to showcase your non-uniform officer. We don't want to showcase anything where we say that I do not have within me to be that, right? अगर आप अपनी स्टेटमेंट से देखो, so young officers होते हैं, so young officers, they are just youth. If you talk about all these warriors of Kargil and so many places, these are young chaps of 20, 22 years, captains, young, just fresh people. All these fresh, if you talk about, they are youth only. So if you talk about, do you really feel that they can easily be molded? What you said is right, but that does not mean it is right at every place. So what I am trying to give you as a tip, so the tip is, जब कभी भी आप ऐसा कोई पॉइंट रखें, better keep it from third people eye in the lecturate rather it keeping from your own eye.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear, Yogendra?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. That's conclusion. Conclusion is something was okay, but you could have little elaborated the conclusion also. But otherwise, it was the proper conclusion. You concluded it properly. You could have enhanced little bit and few additions and filtrations to it as I suggested, and just enhancing your expression, which will automatically get enhanced more and more you practice. Automatically, your lecture rate will become excellent. All right.
Yes, sir.
Is
Yes,
that
sir.
clear again? Any doubts?
No,
Okay.
sir.